Rebirth to 80s, the villain's mother raises her cubs daily. Chapter 1, Where a Book. Chapter 1 is Through the Book. Jiang Ran was lying on the bed with his eyes wide open, staring at the roof without blinking. There are spider webs hanging on the beams of the room, and there are spiders crawling around from time to time. Turn your head slightly to see the wall. Old newspapers are pasted on the wall. The newspapers have turned yellow and there is still a layer of dust on them, making it difficult to see what is written on them. In some places, the newspaper broke and fell off, exposing the khaki wall. Just looking at it, Jiang Ran knew that it would definitely drop the dirt with a light touch. As soon as Jiang Ran regained consciousness, he received a memory. Even if I have digested all the memories, I still feel unbelievable when I look at everything in front of me. She was Jiang Ran, born in a family of Chinese medicine practitioners. Although she didn't love Chinese medicine very much, she had been fascinated by her since she was a child. After grew up a little bit, she started to hold a thick medical book back. After so many years of learning, I have also made some achievements in Chinese medicine, and I have also developed new drugs and won many awards. But compared to Chinese medicine, Jiang Ran prefers cooking. Fortunately, the family is not always stubborn. As long as she is good at Chinese medicine, she wants to learn what she wants to learn in the rest of the time. After years of research and study, Jiang Ran's achievements in cooking are not bad even if they are not as good as traditional Chinese medicine. Jiang Ran remembers clearly. Before she fainted, she had just won the championship of the national cooking competition. At that time, she was happy and excited, jumping and jumping while holding the trophy. And then she didn't know anything anymore. When she became conscious again, she was already lying on this bed and became the Jiang Ran with the same name and surname. As soon as he woke up, Jiang Ran received the memory of the original owner. It was because of receiving the memory of the original owner that Jiang Ran knew that he was wearing a book. This is a novel she read when she has nothing to do. I can't remember the name of the novel, but I still remember the general content. Mainly talks about the male protagonist Pei Huai, who was born in poverty, studied hard and devoted himself to scientific research, and finally became a big researcher, and then met the heroine who is a strong woman in the market. The two are evenly matched, they fall in love at first sight, and fall in love with each other, and they will join hands for a lifetime. The original owner is the child bride to be married in the countryside. Yes, it is a child bride. The original owner was adopted by the Pei family when he was 6 or 7 years old. It's not so much adoption, it's buying. The man who handed over the original owner to Pei's family was not the original owner's family, but the person who abducted the original owner. After the original host arrived at Pei's house, he went to elementary school with the male lead. At that time, the commune elementary school did not require tuition, and everyone in the village and every household would let their children go to school. I don't expect the children to learn anything. I just want someone to watch the children for free, so that adults don't have to worry about the safety of the children when they go to work in the field. The original master's grades in elementary school were pretty good, and later went to junior high school together with the male lead. But the junior high school is different from the elementary school. The junior high school is located in the county, too far away from the village. It is impossible to go home every day and can only live on campus. To live on campus, you must pay for accommodation, food and drink, as well as tuition and books. The total sum of 00 is also not a small expense. Pei's family is an ordinary family in the village. Everyone in the family earns work points, and they earn a ration at the end of the year. They can't make a lot of money. Pei Huai is the eldest of the family. He studies well, and he especially wants to study. Now that he is admitted, his father and mother will naturally let him go. But the original owner is different. New book is coming. Has been away for a long time, and finally opened a new book. It is still the favorite of the age. I hope everyone will support you and vote for it. I love you guys, what a fuck. End of this chapter. Rebirth to 80s, the villain's mother raises her cubs daily. Chapter 2, sitting for 3 years. Chapter 2. One sitting is 3 years. The original owner bought it back. The reason why Pei's father and Pei's mother bought the original owner was to raise a child bride for Pei Huai. Previously, I didn't need money to go to elementary school, so I went to school. Now it costs money to go to junior high school, and there is not so much money at home. In addition, the original owner is already 12. In the countryside, it can be regarded as half a labor. Even if you can't work on the ground, you can do everything from washing clothes, cooking, cleaning the yard and feeding pigs. So, in the end, the original owner failed to go to junior high school and started to work at home. The original owner didn't say anything, but in his heart he blamed Pei's family. The original owner was angry, and turned her grief into appetite. Even if she ate chaffy vegetables, she could also eat more than others. I don't know if it's because of eating too much that the original owner's strength is getting stronger and stronger. The greater the strength, the more work, and the greater the consumption, the more you eat. This is simply an endless loop. In the past few years, the original owner took a ball from a little girl with slender limbs. Eat as long as you eat, the original owner still grabbed it. It's not being robbed, but the male lead's younger brother and sister. After the grab, he threatened the two not to file a complaint, otherwise he would beat two people. The original owner has a strong back and a strong waist, and his face is full of flesh, and he speaks threatening words in a fierce tone. The effect is quite big. Eating meals for 3 people by one person and not eating oneself into a ball is simply intolerable. In Jiang Ran's view, the original owner is purely self-destructive, and his image is somewhat unsightly. But the 2 elders of the Pei family don't think so. They think that Jiang Rance is good for health, and he has a lot of energy to do a lot of work. After both the original owner and the male lead became adults, despite the opposition of the male lead, a wedding was held for the 2 of them, the certificate was pulled, and wine was placed in the village. Wedding night. Jiang Ran closed his eyes, and some did not want to recall this memory. Although she was forced to accept this memory, it was not what she did by herself, but she still couldn't bear to look directly at it. 3 days after marriage, the male lead left. Carrying a suitcase, went to university in a big city. After the male lead left for a month, the original lead found out that he was pregnant. Wrote a letter to the male lead, but the male lead did not come back, saying that he was in school and could not ask for leave. Not only did not return at that time, but also did not return to the new year. 9 months later, the original owner gave birth to a big fat boy. This child is the eldest grandson of the Pei family. The old couple in the Pei family likes it badly, and treats the original owner better. But the original owner has changed. The original owner thinks that she has given birth to the eldest grandson of the Pei family and she is a great hero. She has suffered so much before and suffered so many sins, and she deserves to be blessed. Immediately after the original owner began to confinement. People confinement sits for a month. If you hurt your body, you have to take care of it and you will sit for 2 months. But the original owner is different from others. She has been sitting for 3 years. In addition to eating, drinking and hanging out every day, lying in bed. It's not that the second elder of Pei's family has never said the original owner, but it is useless and the original owner turns a deaf ear. The child is the second elder of Pei's family regardless of whether he asks. They don't have time to work, so it's the male lead sister. After giving birth, the original owner stopped working, but he did not eat less. After eating every day, I lie down and eat a lot. Even if I eat whole grains, I eat a whole circle of weight. Obviously, the children are already 3 years old, but now the belly is still the same as when they were pregnant in October. In the original book, the male lead finally returned home after graduating from college. But the purpose of going home is to divorce the original owner. End of this chapter. Rebirth to 80s, the villain's mother raises her cubs daily. Chapter 3, tragically dying on the street. Chapter 3, tragic death on the street. The original owner did not agree at first. The 2 men talked about the evidence and set off the wine, and gave birth to a son. When the male mainly went to college, the original owner disagreed life and death, saying that he entered the factory to work after graduation, and could earn dozens of yuan a month. What kind of university does the male lead have to go to, and it lasts 4 years? What's the use? In order to prevent the male lead from going to university, he almost tore off the male lead's notice. Later, after the male lead went to the university meeting, he often sent money back. The money was held by the original owner, and the original owner was only slightly satisfied. The original owner has been waiting for the male lead to graduate from university, find a job in the big city, buy a house, and then take her to live. At that time, she will also be from the city. Now it's hard to wait until the male lead graduates. Seeing that the dream is about to come true, the male lead wants to divorce. How could she agree? After many days of wrangling, there was no result. In the end, the male lead agreed to give the original owner a sum of money, and the original owner agreed to divorce. But the original owner has a request that her son Pei Jing should be taken with her. It's not that the original owner loves this son too much. In fact, the original owner has not taken care of him since the child was born. The reason why the original owner wants to take her son is because she heard that the child is following the mother, and the father is going to pay for the support. She is not for Pei Jing, but for monthly support. Because he did not agree to the request of the original owner did not agree to the divorce, and finally the male owner agreed. After the two divorced, the original owner took the money given by the male lead and took Pei Jing to the county seat. I rented a house and went to the street to eat at 1 o'clock every day. 3 meals a day were taken out. The original owner has a big appetite and likes to eat well, and he also needs to buy cloth to make new clothes. Although the male lead gave a lot of money, she was completely defeated by her in only half a year. Because he couldn't pay the rent, he was driven out of the house. Since then, the original owner took Pei Jing and wandered in the county town. Doing some chores, picking up scraps and selling scraps, stealing something from others when they are not paying attention, plus the monthly support paid by the male lead, but the life is still hard, the mother and the son often sleep in the bridge hole. But such days did not last long. Because within half a year, the original owner died. That night, the original owner sold the scraps and was walking one after the other with Pei Jing to the bridge hole, but was stopped by a few gangsters. The original master grows up like this, of course not for sex, but for money. The original owner was unwilling to give money all the time, and started fighting with these gangsters. The original owner has a lot of strength, but has never fought, and has no tactics. There are too many opponents, and she can only draw a tie if she tries her best. Finally, I don't know who was stabbed a few times from behind, and my body weakened. The original owner just died. After the death of the original owner, Pei Jing became a wanderer in the county town. Picking up garbage, stealing things, and robbing other children from eating. After Pei Jing wandered for a period of time, he was taken back by the male lead who was driven back. But this child grew up in such an environment, and was touched by the original owner, and finally saw the original owner die tragically. His personality has been somewhat distorted. Before people, he is humble, polite, obedient and sensible, and is a good boy. Behind people, they will torture and kill small animals and become addicted to stealing. Finally, after a passionate wound, Pei Jing was put in prison. Jiang Ran remembers, this book is quite long. And she only saw here. It is really hateful and miserable for this female partner of the same name and surname as her, and the child is so miserable, she can't stand it anymore. End of this chapter. Rebirth to 80s, the villain's mother raises her cubs daily. Chapter 4, Do You Eat or Not? Chapter 4, Do You Eat or Not? If Jiang Ran knows that he can wear a book, he will read the book carefully and recite the full text by the way. Otherwise, what if you accidentally die again? The taste of death is really uncomfortable. Jiang Ran, who has already experienced it once, does not want to experience it a second time. Even if she is fat, ugly, poor and miserable now, she still wants to live well. It is better to die than to live, not to mention that the original owner died so miserably. Jiang Ran was still thinking about it, and suddenly heard a bang. The sound was loud and suddenly, Jiang Ran was frightened, and then she felt the bed tremble. Jiang Ran. Jiang Ran turned his head and looked towards the door, and saw a young man standing at the door. This boy looks like a 17 or 18, tall and thin, with a little dark skin, but his facial features are still very good. Looking at the person in front of him and comparing it with his memory, Jiang Ran recognized the person. This person is the male lead's younger brother, Pei Yang. Jiang Ran kept staring at Pei Yang's face, and soon saw Pei Yang frown. His face was unhappy, and his eyes even took precautions. "What are you staring at me for? How are you doing? Go to dinner when you're done, don't always let me bring you over." Jiang Ran blinked, only then did he want to understand why Pei Yang would come over and say such a thing. The original owner went to the river for a stroll yesterday, but he didn't know what was going on, and he fell into the river. Fortunately, the water is not deep, and it is not really flooded. It means that the fall was not light, and the person fainted when he was frightened. There is also this paragraph in the original work. After the original owner lay on the bed for a day, he was alive and kicking. But now I don't know why, the original owner died, but she penetrated into the original owner's body. Thinking of this, Jiang Ran couldn't help but fell into deep thought. But Jiang Ran's reaction, in Pei Yang's view, was laziness. There is nothing wrong, but I have to lie in bed and not get up. Before I went to eat by myself, is it possible that I am reluctant to get up to eat now and ask someone to bring it to her? Thinking of this, Pei Yang's brows became more and more tight, and he could almost kill a fly. Also stopped looking at Jiang Ran, Pei Yang turned around and left angrily. When Jiang Ran came back to his senses, he only saw Pei Yang striding away from the back. Jiang Ran blinked. He didn't know what happened to Pei Yang and didn't take it to heart. He tried to sit up. Is trying. I still tried carefully. The original owner is too fat. Jiang Ran didn't know how the original owner supported such a body to move freely, but she herself, the first time she used this body, was still a little uneasy. Turn your body sideways, put your hands on the bed, and straighten your upper body. After sitting upright, I didn't worry about putting on shoes. I sat and adjusted for a while before putting my shoes on the con. When putting on shoes, it is also a little strenuous. The belly is so big that she can't see her heels even when she lowers her head, so she can only feel for it. After finally putting on his shoes, Jiang Ran stood up and walked outside. Every step he took, Jiang Ran felt that his body was shaking. Has been trembling all the time. It feels like playing on a trampoline. Jiang Ran, It feels really amazing and funny. Jiang Ran before she wears the book, although she loves food, she is proficient in Chinese medicine and knows how to maintain her body. End of this chapter. Rebirth to 80s, the villain's mother raises her cubs daily. Chapter 5, I want to eat with everyone. Chapter 5 I want to eat with everyone. As it is today, I feel that the flesh on my body is shaking every step of the way. This is really the first time. Jiang Ran walked out of the house, and the warm spring sunshine shone on her. It is the time of lunch when the sun is most shining. The sun is shining and the temperature is just right. If the yard can be cleaner, it would be great. At this time, although the Pei's yard is not too messy, it is not clean. Jiang Ran was staring at the yard. In the opposite room, Pei Yang walked out with a large porcelain basin. Seeing Jiang Ran, Pei Yang was stunned for a moment, and then spoke in a bad tone, "Aren't you going to get up? Where are you going to eat? Have a meal." Jiang Ran's gaze shifted down, from Pei Yang's face to the porcelain basin in Pei Yang's hands. She just said, why did she feel familiar with this porcelain basin just now? It turns out that this is the basin the original owner used to eat. Others use bowls for meals. If you have more appetite, use a larger bowl. The original owner is different from others, she uses a basin. Pei Yang walked up to Jiang Ran in a few steps, and Jiang Ran saw the contents in the basin clearly. A basin of noodles, covered with most of the halogen. Because of getting closer, there is still scent pouring into Jiang Ran's nose. Before, Jiang Ran had been thinking about things, but he didn't feel hungry. Now I saw the food and smelled the fragrance again, and my stomach screamed immediately. The sound is very loud. At this moment, Jiang Ran only felt the old face blush, and looked away embarrassingly, and said to Pei Yang, "I'll eat with everyone." Although I have received the memory of the original owner, there are some things and some people still have to see it with their own eyes and touch them before they can match the memory. Pei Yang looked at Jiang Ran displeasedly, feeling that Jiang Ran had a lot of things today, and it was more difficult to wait on her. However, due to Jiang Ran's strength, no matter how reluctant, she still carried the porcelain basin and went to the main room. Jiang Ran followed Pei Yang and walked to the hall together. Pei's family is a typical farmhouse. There are 3 upper rooms facing south from the north, and 3 wing rooms on the left and right sides. The front yard is not small. There is a big locust tree planted in the yard. There are a lot of firewood sticks and some messy things in the corner. In addition, Pei's family also has a backyard with poultry and vegetables, and there is a toilet in the corner. Jiang Ran thought of the structure of Pei's house in his heart, and he was not slow to walk. Although I started to walk, my body still trembled, but I got used to it after such a long journey. There are many houses in Pei's house, but they are all a few years old. From the outside, they are old and dilapidated. When they enter inside, they find that they are really old and dilapidated. There are 3 pictures hanging on the wall facing the door. On the left is the Antarctic immortal one holding a peach with a cane, on the right is the god of wealth, and in the middle is a large landscape painting. It really is. Before crossing, when Jiang Ran was very young, she seemed to have seen similar pictures on the walls of other people's homes. I didn't expect to cross, so I saw it again. Beneath the 3 paintings is a long bar, with some things on it, but it's all covered with a layer of dust. In the middle of the room, there is a square table. At this time, there is a bowl of sauce, a plate of clean green onions, and a bowl of laba garlic. Jianjiang and laba garlic, every household in the village will make it by themselves, and they will make a lot of them as soon as they do. When there is nothing to eat in the spring, it will be served. End of this chapter. Rebirth to 80s, the villain's mother raises her cubs daily. Chapter 6, Too Much Appetite. Chapter 6 Too Much Appetite. Pei Yang had already put the porcelain basin on the table, glanced at Jiang Ran, snorted and walked out of the house in a stride. Jiang Ran didn't care. The original owner was not good to Pei's family. He had beaten Pei Yang before. It was strange that Pei Yang could give her a good face. Jiang Ran walked to the square table and sat on the long bench. A square table with 4 long stools can almost sit a family member. Just as Jiang Ran sat down, he heard the noise of the cumbersome footsteps getting closer and closer. Turning his head and looking towards the door, he saw Pei Yang walking in again with 2 bowls in his hand. Behind Pei Yang, there was a girl who was 15 or 16 years old. This is the sister of the hero, Pei Shanshan. Pei Shanshan also led a 3-year-old boy who was the son of the original owner, Pei Jing. Behind them, Pei Baoshan, the father of the protagonist, and Wang Cuilan, the mother of the protagonist, came in immediately. Putting these people one-to-one with the one in the memory, Jiang Ran withdrew his attention. Although Jiang Ran has the memory of the original owner, her personality is very different from that of the original owner. In order to avoid making mistakes, the Pei family found the clues. Jiang Ran decided to talk less and do less. Everyone in the Pei family has long been accustomed to Jiang Ran's reaction. Jiang Ran didn't speak. For everyone in the Pei family, that was simply something to be desired. After all, as long as Jiang Ran speaks, it is either a provocation or a demon, or it is a curse. The few members of Pei's family have been busy all morning. At this time, they just want to have a good meal, rest and rest. No one wants to have branches. If Jiang Ran does not speak, they will thank God, and it is impossible to take the initiative to speak to Jiang Ran. Seeing that everyone in the Pei family had already picked up the chopsticks and started to eat the noodles in the bowl, Jiang Ran also picked up his own chopsticks. The noodles in the basin are not pure white noodles. Sweet potato noodles and corn noodles should be added to it. The color of the noodles is a bit complicated and the taste is not particularly good. The marinade poured on top is made by dicing potatoes and radishes. No meat, no pepper and star anise and other condiments, only Pei's homemade miso. It's not bad to be honest, but it's not delicious. In addition to filling the stomach, there is no other use. Jiang Ran also ranked first in the National Culinary Arts Competition. Since childhood, his favorite thing is to study culinary skills. The delicacies he has cooked, and the delicacies he has eaten are countless. Eating for Jiang Ran, in addition to filling the stomach, it is more important to taste buds and spiritual satisfaction. So Jiang Ran actually has no interest in this pot of noodles, so he eats slowly one by one. But soon, Jiang Ran slapped herself in the face. Jiang Ran doesn't taste good, so just prepare to eat a little bit. But she underestimated the instinct of this body. The reason why this body can eat itself like this is definitely not something that 1 or 2 meals can do. It is done over the years. This body is used to eating so much, even if Jiang Ran deliberately eats slowly, unknowingly, he still eats most of the noodles. Suddenly noticed that the noodles in the bowl had been reduced by half, Jiang Ran's eyes became round in surprise, and he stopped eating the noodles. When it was more important, Jiang Ran felt it for a while and realized that she was still hungry. Jiang Ran herself didn't think she was abnormal, but her performance fell in the eyes of everyone in the Pei family, but it was really abnormal. As usual, when Jiang Ran eats noodles, it is always gulps, slurping, and can't wait to just stuff a bowl of noodles into his mouth. End of this chapter. Rebirth to 80s, The Villain's Mother Raises Her Cubs Daily. Chapter 7, Hold Back the Big Move. Chapter 7, The Big Move. What about today? Eat one by one, chewing slowly. Everyone in the Pei family didn't think that Jiang Ran had changed his eating habits, only that Jiang Ran was holding back a big move. Sure enough, Jiang Ran couldn't hold back only half of the noodles. Everyone in the Pei family stopped eating at the same time, looking at Jiang Ran with a vigilant expression. Jiang Ran was staring at the basin in front of him, and suddenly felt a fiery gaze staring at him. Wait for Jiang Ran to raise his head, facing the wary expressions of everyone in the Pei family. Jiang Ran blinked and saw that everyone in front of him was still staring at him motionless, and then he had no choice but to speak. What are you looking at me for? Eat. After all, Jiang Ran has already picked up the chopsticks and started to eat. Jiang Ran decided not to do it right with his body instinct. Things like weight loss, let's wait until you are full. Everyone in the Pei family was waiting for Jiang Ran to make a big move. Unexpectedly, Jiang Ran would say such a sentence and then bowed his head to eat noodles again. Everyone looked at each other and didn't understand what was wrong with Jiang Ran, but they didn't froze anymore. They quickly ate all the noodles in the bowl, and stood up one after another. Everyone in the Pei family finished eating with their front feet, and Jiang Ran also put down their chopsticks on his back feet. And the original porcelain basin filled with noodles, at this time there is only a little soup left. After eating this pot of noodles, Jiang Ran's stomach is full, and his brain is quick to turn. Sure enough, people can't get enough to eat. The original owner has been at Pei's house in recent years, and that's the person who couldn't help even if the oil bottle fell over. So at this time Jiang Ran had just finished eating, and Pei Shanshan had already collected all the dishes and chopsticks before she stood up. Pei Shanshan took the bowls and chopsticks and went to the kitchen. Pei Baoshan and Wang Cuilan returned to their house together. Pei Yang also got up and left, not knowing what to do. After a while, only Jiang Ran and Pei Jing were left at the table. The two were sitting face to face. Jiang Ran stared at Pei Jing for a while, and found that the child was really good looking. Although he already knew when he got the memory of the original owner, Pei Jing was very good looking. But that is after all the memories of others who received it, and it is far from the shock of seeing it in person. The child is so good-looking, with exquisite features, long hair and slightly curly hair. If the skin can be whiter, it will really look like a doll. This is even more beautiful than some of the child stars Jiang Ran had seen before Chuanshu. The more I watched, the more I liked it. Jiang Ran simply waved at Pei Jing and smiled. Xiao Jing, come here. Pei Jing Yiyan got down from the bench, stepped on his short legs, and walked to Jiang Ran step by step. Before Jiang Ran could speak, Pei Jing's little hand reached into the pocket of his jacket. When I took it out again, I got a handful of peanuts in my hand. Pei Jing is only 3 years old, and she is still a little thin, and his little hands are a little bit big. In fact, his small handful of peanuts is at most 5 or 6. Seeing peanuts, Jiang Ran was stunned. What do you give her peanuts? I'll get these, here you are. Pei Jing's voice is small, and he is also three-pointed fearful. Hearing Pei Jing's words, Jiang Ran's mind automatically showed similar memories in the past. Thinking of those pictures, Jiang Ran understood why Pei Jing had to give herself peanuts. The original owner is delicious and can eat it, but Pei's food is limited. Apart from 3 meals a day, there is very little to eat. If the original owner himself wants to eat, he will wander around the house looking for food. End of this chapter. Rebirth to 80s, the villain's mother raises her cubs daily. Chapter 8, where did you get it? Where did you get Chapter 8? If this is the case, it's fine. Jiang Ran will let Pei Jing be his son and find her food. Thinking of this, Jiang Ran's whole body is not good. Pei Jing, a child over 3 years old, wants to get food, unless someone in the family can give it to him. What else can he do? Looking at the peanuts in Pei Jing's hand, Jiang Ran felt that it was not like someone from the Pei family gave it to him. Thinking like this in her heart, Jiang Ran just asked, Xiao Jing, where did the peanuts come from? When Pei Jing heard Jiang Ran's question, his eyes were already big, but his stare became rounder at this time. In his sullen eyes, he was full of surprises at this time. In Pei Jing's memory, he used to give Jiang Ran to eat. Jiang Ran would grab the food for the first time, and then he would say violently, why is there so little? Why is this time different from before? Pei Jing stared at Jiang Ran, and Jiang Ran also stared at Pei Jing, waiting for Pei Jing to answer the question. Pei Jing is a child after all, so it's more convenient than endurance. It must be better than Jiang Ran. I took it. Got it? Jiang Ran raised his eyebrows, where did you get it? Put the seeds in the bag. Pei Jing said calmly, but Jiang Ran was not well. Was taken in the bag containing the seeds, which means that the peanuts are specially selected seeds and are to be planted. Since it's a seed, it's definitely impossible to give Pei Jing to eat it. So, it sounds nice, it's taken. It's not good to say, it's stealing. Think about the memory again. Pei Jing would give the original owner something to eat from time to time. Not much every time, and things back are different. Isn't that? Jiang Ran didn't dare to think about it anymore. Children are the most innocent and innocent. Adults must guide them well to avoid detours. But Pei Jing is about to make a detour like this. Thinking of Pei Jing's final fate in the original book, the goosebumps on Jiang Ran's body appeared. The villain is not cultivated in a day, it is clearly cultivated since childhood. Jiang Ran took a deep breath and suppressed the excitement. When waited to speak again, Jiang Ran's voice softened a lot. Xiao Jing, don't take anything casually next time, you know. As long as she has been well guided since childhood, Pei Jing will definitely not grow into a villain. Pei Jing raised her head, staring at Jiang Ran unblinkingly, but, don't you eat anymore? Jiang Ran shook his head quickly, with a serious face, stop eating. The child is about to embark on the path of a villain, what else is she eating? Pei Jing nodded thoughtfully, I see. Jiang Ran kept staring at Pei Jing. After hearing Pei Jing's words, she only felt that the whole person was not good. What does it mean to know? Why don't you say that he will definitely not take it in the future? Just as Jiang Ran wanted to educate Pei Jing seriously, Pei Shanshan walked in with a wave of hands. Looking at that, it is clear that the scrubbing has just ended. As soon as Pei Shanshan came in, she saw Pei Jing holding something in her hand, and immediately walked a few steps to Pei Jing's side. After seeing the peanuts in Pei Jing's hand, he didn't say anything about Pei Jing. He turned his head and stared at Jiang Ran with anger. Jiang Ran swallowed, thinking that Pei Shanshan was going to lose her temper. Unexpectedly, Pei Shanshan said nothing, and went out holding Pei Jing, leaving Jiang Ran alone to sit there. Jiang Ran sighed, it seems that the change is urgent. End of this chapter. Rebirth to 80s, the villain's mother raises her cubs daily. Chapter 9, Rich. Chapter 9 Rich. Jiang Ran returned to her house, walked to the table by the window and sat down. On the table is a red plastic mirror, and on the back is a picture of a Hong Kong actress. Jiang Ran looked at the back for a while, then turned the mirror back, wanting to see what she was like now. This mirror was bought by the original owner, but the original owner has not taken a lot of photos. Jiang Ran got the memory of the original owner, but still didn't know what she looked like now. The little guy Pei Jing looks so good-looking, it must be because of her good genetics. She is a mother, she will not look bad, right? When Jiang Ran thought about this in his heart, he also saw herself in the mirror. A fat and greasy face, which is still full of peas. Because there is too much meat on the face, the facial features have been squeezed into a ball. The eyes are long and thin, and the nose is small, and the bridge of the nose is not visible. The mouth is not big, not bloody. Suddenly seeing this face in the mirror, Jiang Ran's first reaction was, "This is not me. This is definitely not me." But no matter how Jiang Ran doesn't want to admit, the person in this mirror is indeed hers. Jiang Ran sighed again and again, only then took up the mirror again and looked at his current face seriously. Because of being too fat, the face will be shiny. As for Daodu, there are reasons for being too fat, and also for endocrine reasons. After Jiang Ran pulsed herself, she discovered that although the original owner looked fat, his body was actually very weak. Especially it is too fat, which puts a heavy load on bones and internal organs. If this continues, it will not only affect health, but also lifespan. Jiang Ran, who has died once, just wants to live well, so weight loss and seasoning should be carried out at the same time. It is said that clever women can hardly cook without rice. No matter how good Jiang Ran's medical skills are, no medicine will be of no avail. Their village is not far from the county seat, and it takes only an hour to walk. Just, what about the money for medicine? Asking father and mother pay. Don't say whether they will give it or not. Jiang Ran couldn't open his mouth. Although Jiang Ran is holding the body of the original owner, he really does not have the original owner's character. Thinking about it, Jiang Ran laughed. The original owner is rich. After thinking about it carefully, Jiang Ran remembered where the original owner put the money. Remove a red string from the neck. There is a key on the string. The key opened is a small drawer on this table. The drawer opens and there is only one box inside. And this box contains the original owner's money. To be precise, it is the money sent back by the male lead over the past 4 years. 2 months after the male lead left, he sent money to his home. Since then, I will send money back every month, and I haven't moved for 4 years. As time goes by, the amount of money sent back is increasing. All the money is in the hands of the original owner. The original owner was happy, so he bought something to eat and bought cloth to make clothes and shoes. There is also the mirror on the table, which was bought by the original owner. Even after the purchase, the original owner only took a photo once, and left it on the table without letting other people touch it. Thinking of this, Jiang Ran really doesn't know what to say. The male protagonist is the son of Pei's family. He is promising and able to send money to the family. I want to come to hope that the family can live a little more comfortably. The original owner is doing well, holding all the money firmly in his own hands, and not letting others keep it at all. Jiang Ran did not continue thinking about it, but took out all the money and counted it earnestly. End of this chapter. Rebirth to 80s, the villain's mother raises her cubs daily. Chapter 10, Follow me to the county. Chapter 10, Follow me to the county. I don't know, but I was surprised. Don't look at this iron box, which is inconspicuous, there are more than 200 yuan in it. It's only 1983, and not long after the reform and opening up. The wages of ordinary workers are only a few dozen yuan a month. The male protagonist was studying at university in a big city, not at work, and he was able to send back so much money. This is not all, some of it was spent by the original owner. Roughly, there are about 100 yuan. So, the male lead sent back nearly 400 yuan in 4 years, which is 100 a year. The male lead is the male lead. People spend money to go to school and rely on family subsidies. It doesn't matter if he doesn't rely on the family subsidy, he can still subsidize the family. If the original owner does not hide the money, the Pei family can live a much better life than it is now. Looking at the money, Jiang Ran thought about it, but still didn't plan to give it to Pei's father and mother. I gave the money to Pei's father and Pei's mother, more than 200 or more than 200, it will not increase. But using this money as startup capital to do business, after a period of time, it is not 200. Waiting for her to make money, she paid back all the money the original owner owed Pei's family, and then waited for the hero to come back and ask for a divorce. Wait for the divorce, let her fly, and the sea will depend on her. At that time, Stay away from the hero, save your life, open a restaurant, and don't mention how beautiful your little days are. If you can, take Pei Jing with you, at least don't let him become the villain in the original book. The more Jiang Ran wanted to become more beautiful, she couldn't help laughing. The window was half open, and Jiang Ran's laughter came from the crack of the window, and everyone in the Pei family in the yard heard it, turning their heads to look here. But after only one glance, he withdrew his gaze. Wang Cuelan, Pei Baoshan and Pei Yang are going to the ground. It's time for spring plowing, so busy. Pei Shanshan should have gone, but Pei Jing needed someone to bring her, and she also needed someone to wash and cook at home, so she stayed at home. But can't be idle, Pei Shanshan is planning to take Pei Jing to dig wild vegetables. There are not many vegetables that can be eaten in spring, except for the hidden potatoes, radishes, cabbage, sweet potatoes and green onions. If you want to eat some leaves, you can only dig wild vegetables. Pei Shanshan had just cleaned up and was about to take Pei Jing out. When Jiang Ran's door opened, Jiang Ran walked out of it. Seeing Pei Shanshan's dress, Jiang Ran was taken aback for a moment. Where are you going? Go dig wild vegetables. Pei Shanshan's tone was not good, but Jiang Ran didn't care. Jiang Ran waved his hand, don't go, come to the county town with me. When he said this, Jiang Ran's tone was very strong, and there was no smile on his face. It's not that Jiang Ran wanted this, but had to. The original owner talked to Pei's family, which has always been the case. If she is suddenly happy, Pei Shanshan must be suspicious. Sure enough, after Pei Shanshan heard Jiang Ran's words, her brows were immediately frowned. But after being silent for a while, Pei Shanshan nodded. Pei Shanshan dare not disagree. Jiang Ran has a bad temper. If she doesn't like her, she will beat others. Jiang Ran's strength is very strong. Some time ago, a man in the village ran against Jiang Ran. He said that Jiang Ran was fat like a pig. He was slapped and slapped by Jiang Ran. One of his teeth was knocked out. That half of his face is now it's still swollen. When she thought of this, Pei Shanshan felt her face hurt and subconsciously touched her face. Seeing Pei Shanshan's movements, Jiang Ran gave her a suspicious look. End of this chapter.